Jim Gray here with the Down the Road podcast, an episode called The Right to Photograph. In the United States, you can make photographs of anything you can see from any public place. It is a constitutional right. The First Amendment guarantees it. Now, you have to be mindful and thoughtful about where you are when you do this because some places you might think are public actually aren't. I once was busy photographing things while I was wandering around the parking lot at work, and later there was a email that went out from the property management people saying, "Hey, if we saw a guy making photographs in the parking lot, it was suspicious activity. If you see anything like that, report it straight to the property management people." Well, I'm on their property. They can tell me to go, pound sand, and if I don't honor that, they can have me trespassed, right? So it's a thing you have to pay attention to. But even when you are in a public place, that doesn't mean that people won't try to stop you from doing it. I remember the one time I was photographing the built environment in a area near my home, and while I was photographing a dilapidated old strip mall, a guy who was working in the payday loan store in that place comes running out, demanding to know what I'm doing, taking pictures of his business, right? I had a perfect right to take pictures of his business from the sidewalk, but he didn't like it and he really made a big deal out of it, right? There have also been times in my old road hobby where I'm just out on some back highway someplace and somebody in a car or a truck will stop and ask me what the heck I'm doing. It is a little weird, you have to admit, to find a fellow by the side of the road with a camera taking pictures of things. And it can be a little unsettling, perhaps, for the people who live nearby. So far, nobody's tried to stop me because normally what I just do is I say, "Look, I'm just out here with my camera," especially if I've got a film camera, which seems so anachronistic these days. Try to make it look like I'm completely harmless, easy enough, right? And for the most part, people just pass on by when I do that. But there are plenty of stories about the police trying to stop people from photographing or making videos. That you can find videos like that all over YouTube. So far, I haven't been stopped by the police, but I'd try the same thing. Just come off, "Aw, shucks, here's my film camera, just a hobbyist out taking pictures." You know, I don't really want the conflict. And at the end of the day, if anybody really presses in, I have a script almost that I say, "Hey, listen, what would happen if I just moved along? Seems like it's time for me to go." But there's a good argument to be made that because this is your right, you should stand up for it. Nobody has the right to take it away from you. So to be someone who says to that guy who stops you by the side of the road or the police officer who's questioning you, it's my constitutional right to make photographs from a public place. I'm not harming anyone. Hopefully they'll leave you alone and go away, but don't be an idiot. If a police officer gets in your face about it and won't back down, do you really want to be arrested? And then the individuals who stop you, especially for a guy like me who can be all alone out in the country on some forgotten road, who knows what they're capable of. You don't want to end up in a world of hurt. So that's my position on it. What's yours when you're out taking photographs in a public place? How serious are you about defending your right to photograph? If you would like to leave a comment, you can go to my blog, blog.jimgray.net. Look for episode 15. Do a search for episode 15 and leave a comment at the bottom. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Jim Gray. We'll do this again next week.